Hey everyone, welcome back to New Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm your host Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And today we're going to be doing a new fan requested deck, and they wanted to see a Lich deck. So I wanted to make it, but I didn't want to make the same cookie cutter Lich, like just the deck, because that's literally what everything is for Lich.
It's like, why not just get the starter deck? Well, we're not all about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but I wanted something different. Yeah. So I didn't focus so much on Lich and his backside ability, which we'll go over. I focused more on his Master Rune and like just things happening. So without further ado, let's delve into the Dark Woods and let's see what happens with the Lich.
Alright.
So Lich, he is a Divinity 10 ruler. He's one of the other Darkness ones, and Judgment for 3, 2 black and 1, and it energizes black.
Which really helps. Like, I think the cheap Judgment cost is good.
Yeah, he's awesome for having a cheap Judgment. He turns into a 6/12 J ruler, so not bad. Yeah. I mean, he can block a lot of dudes, but he's got Bane, which is really cool, and he's got J ruler Bane. So J/Resonator destroy that dude when it deals damage.
Seems good.
Awesome. And then when a non-token Darkness Resonator you control is put into the graveyard from the field, put a 1/1 Darkness Skeleton Resonator into the field. So that's his backside. That's really what he does. Is if one of your black, like your Resonators dies, your Darkness Resonators dies, you get to make another dude.
Yeah.
And so, and it has to be a non-token dude dying. So
yeah, otherwise you just be blocking the same dude and getting the dudes back.
You just get all the value then, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But again, like I stated earlier, I didn't exactly focus on that. That's just like an extra thing that's in this deck. So let's go over the runes, and we'll make sure they're easy and done. So I have full Divinity 10, and I can use all of it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And the first one is actually a wind rune. So this is a wind and darkness deck, and it is Song of the Fairies. 2 green and 1 for a quick cast, Divinity 1. And you may pay 1 more to play this card from a rune area, so essentially it's going to cost 4, but it's cancel target spell.
Yeah, just a free little counter. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, this deck is already trying to control the board a little bit, so having a counter spell is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then we got Demon Division, which is 2 black. Divinity 2, search your deck for a card, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck.
So that's just a really good rune.
I mean,
like, that's in general.
Oh, it's third turn, I need something, and I don't do anything else. Let's go get a card.
Let's go get something, yeah.
Or you're like, I'm dying to this thing. Let's go get that answer.
Let's go kill this dude.
Yeah. Next up, I got Whispers of the Devil. It is 1 black and 1/1, or 1 black and colorless for Divinity 2 Chant Rune. You may pay 1 more to play this from a rune area, so essentially 3. And you draw 2 cards and lose 5 life. It's kind of rough, but in this deck, I'm not that worried about it because I'm drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Or I need to draw cards because I'm playing a lot of cards early. And I have a dude that gives me extra drain, so it's gonna make it up for it.
Oh yeah.
So now we're getting into more of his runes that are like tailored to him, and one of those is Specter Rush. So 2 darkness for Divinity 3. Put X 2/2 darkness Specter Resonators with swiftness and precision into the field, where X is the number of J Resonators your opponent's controls.
That's awesome. And
at the end of turn, at the next end of turn, remove them from the game. Great. So if you have 6 dudes in play, I get 6 2/2s.
Yeah.
It just says nothing about where those dudes have to attack. It just says they get swiftness and precision. So I can swing my dudes into yours if I need to kill yours, or I can just swing face.
Yeah. Literally, yeah, as the, was it Barrage? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Literally just, spirits come in and like,
yeah.
Like take something down.
I mean, it's whatever I want to do, whether I want to swing face or just swing into dudes.
Exactly.
And then his last one is his Master Rune is Cycle of Death. It's 2 black for quickness, Divinity 2. And this turn, whenever a Resonator you control is put into the graveyard from the field, your opponent banishes a Resonator.
Yeah, that's where the fun begins.
Yeah. So that card is what I based most of this deck off of. So just that card and another card is what I based this deck mostly around.
Yeah.
We'll actually go over that other card next, so that way you know what we're doing. But essentially, you just, whenever a dude of mine dies, a dude of yours dies.
Yeah.
Great.
And for 4 mana, like with those, with those 2 combination right there, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and if they have a flip Mephistopheles, Specter Rush becomes even better, because then you're just like, pay 4, play Specter Rush, all of them die. Your board dies. Thanks.
Just enjoy that.
Because Flourishing Hope ain't going to stop that, because they have to lose those dudes. They have to sacrifice them. Yeah. So it's worth it on that. So the other card that makes this deck is Faerur's Command. I know it's a card we haven't seen in a minute, so we'll go over it.
Maybe
again.
not at all.
So it's 3 wind and 4. Recover all Resonators you control. Resonators you control gain +10/+10 and Pierce. So essentially, this deck is trying to swarm real hard, real quick.
Yeah.
And get there.
Yeah, go for it.
And if you get late game and they haven't killed all your dudes, you're just like, my dudes are big, and now you're dying. That's essentially what this deck's for. Either to kill their board with Cycle of Death, or to kill them with Faerur's Command.
Because either your spells or dudes are going to make dudes.
Yeah.
So it just works.
Yeah. With that, we'll delve into the Resonators to see what we got.
All right. The first one here is a little buddy here. Spirit Color Elf. 1 green, 1/1, yeah. When this card enters the field, put a 1/1 Wind Elf Resonator in the field. Simple as that.
Making dudes.
Yep. Next one, Skeleton Horde. The art is amazing.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the 80s heavy metal movie. Well, it's a 4/4 for 1 darkness. And when this card is put in the graveyard, then you put a 1/1 Skeleton Resonator in the field.
Yeah. And so if your J Ruler's flipped, if Lich is over on the backside and he dies, you essentially get 2 dudes.
2 dudes, yeah.
You get 2 1/1 darkness skeletons. So awesome.
And of course, we're running green, so we're going to put a Laurite in there. We're not going to overdo it, though. We're just going to put 2.
Yeah, I have the Laurites because you need them, but I didn't want to make it like super dumb with green because nobody likes that.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah, but I wanted at least the Laurites to be like, nah, chief, stay home.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and speak about your Bae, of course.
All right, so homegirl's in here, Jeanne Dark. I mean, she's super good in any darkness deck. So 2 darkness for 7/5. And if you have 3 or more dudes in play, she gains swiftness and can't be destroyed. So essentially she gains swiftness and Eternal. And then when she deals damage in -1/-1 counters instead of dealing damage.
Which makes her the strongest. And you're going to have dudes. You're always going to have dudes, so...
Yeah, she's almost always going to have swiftness and Eternal because you're just making dudes. That's the purpose of this deck. And if you get it correct on the stones and everything, turn 1 you play the little Spirit Collar Elf, turn 2 you can play her and swing with her. I mean, you waste your energize, but it may be worth it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. The other 2-drop that's really fun for the deck is Oborozuki. She's also really good with Resonators, with a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
2 darkness for 6/6. She's a vampire, and she comes into play, you may banish a Resonator. If you do, put a fresh blood counter on her. As long as this card has a fresh blood counter, she gets +2/+2 in flying. So I get an 8/8 flyer.
Just for 2.
Yeah. And then when this card attacks, you may banish a Resonator. Target Resonator gets -4/-4 until the end of the turn.
Seems good with the Swarm.
Yeah. And you can pay 4 extra for Awakening and enter Destroy All J Rulers. I mean, if you need to, you need to. It's just a thing. But essentially, she's there for that 2 mana 8/8. Because that's her purpose. Just to be like, I'm big. And she's either there or Jeanne Dark's there.
All right, and the next one, did we consider it as Chiyome?
Chiyome.
Chiyome? Yeah, we're going with Chiyome here. But Chiyome, 2 green, 2, 8/8, Cat Ninja. At the end of turn, put a 1/1 Wind Cat Resonator in the field, and then you can tap her to another cat gets +4/+4. She's incredibly strong. Like, just by herself in any green Wind deck, she's just really good. Yeah, because, like, it's just like, God, just my turn, I get a 1/1. Your turn, I get a 1/1.
Yeah, sure they're 1/1s, so it's not like crazy powerful, but it's a 1/1 blocker that is so much harder to deal with than you actually give it credit for. Because he played this against me in our last brawl, and I was just like, I can't get through because of the stupid 1/1 cats.
Yeah, you just block all day, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's super strong.
But he works really well with the next one.
Yeah, the next guy I got is Vlad the Insatiable. He is 4 mana for a 10/10, 2 darkness and 2 for another vampire with flying. He auto has flying.
That's good.
Banish a Resonator. This card gains Drain. It is essentially open-ended, so you can do it multiple times to get multiple stacks of Drain.
Yep.
So that's why when I'm paying 5 life to draw cards, I don't really care. Because I just be like, cool, gain Drain.
And that's 10 life for 1 swing.
Yeah. And he can banish another Resonator. Target J Resonator gets +2/+2. Or banish another Resonator. Target J Resonator gets -2/-2.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, especially with your whole board that you're going to be having.
4 mana 2/2s, or 4 mana 10/10 that can just kill or pump dudes. Awesome.
And like, even with that, with the spectral thing, with those you can swing the face, and then with him you're just like, okay, sack, kill that. So you're basically doing everything at once. Like,
yeah, and like you can also think of it this way. So your 1/1 hits, you sack it to another dude. That next dude gets to hit, you sack it to that same dude.
And then it just...
And like if Vlad's in play and if you know he's going to be unblockable, like say they're tapped out and they don't have a flyer, you're just like, cool, my 1/1 hits you, sack it to Vlad. Dude, sack it to Vlad. Sack it to Vlad. And after you've hit with all those other dudes, Vlad gets to hit like a truck just because you're like,
so much
"Ba-bow!" Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because after each one of those hits, yeah.
And with Drain, you can stack Drain, correct?
Yeah, you can stack Drain that way too, so you can just pump him real big and then stack Drain a couple times and be like, I'm not dying.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I just gained 50 life. Thanks.
Yeah, why not? And then the final dude of the deck, he makes more dudes, because yeah, that's what this deck's doing, is the 3 evil little pigs. They're ridiculous and I love them, but they're 5 mana for a 4/4.
And another 4/4. And another 4/4. So you get 12 power. That's right.
Yeah.
Right? 5 mana for 12 power.
Essentially 5 mana for 12/12. But they're all 3 of them are Darkness Resonators, so it helps you out. But one comes into play, and when it dies, they lose 4. Another one says when it dies, you gain 4.
Yeah.
So
they drain pretty much.
It's just like it's a weird buffer. So it just gives you extra like board advantage, really. And in this deck, you're trying to go wide. That's their whole purpose, because Final Battle's not a card, thank God.
Yeah.
But you're just trying to go wide as you can. And this dude helps a lot, because you're like, 5, I get 3 dudes. Wow.
Especially if you're like turn 4 or turn 3 Vlad because of Energize. Well, no, it would have to be turn 4 Vlad, turn 5 pigs. You swing with Vlad, and then it's like, well, sack these 2 pigs. You lose 8, I gain 8, and then now I have double drain.
Lose 4.
Oh, lose 4.
Only one.
So loses 4. It's the 8 total.
Yeah.
Buffer. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's super strong. Like it'll be fun to see what they do, because they don't get played ever. But I wanted to try them because they make dudes. That's what I needed.
Exactly. That's really good. Now, the non-creatures that make dudes, we'll get into that. Portal of the Woods. It's a 2 green addition. When this card enters the field, put 5 counters on it. At the end of your turn, remove the counter and put a 1/1 elf. Simple as that. They jump on through.
Yeah, so every end of your turn, you're making an elf. And if you have the cat ninja in play, you make an elf and a cat ninja. Boom, boom.
I feel like the Spirit Caller is like the cult leader of all the elves, and makes a portal like, come join us.
Yeah,
and
pretty
just brings
much.
them to Lich.
That's pretty much how it is. We're just sacrificing all the dudes to Lich.
It's okay, elves.
Just come on. Next up is Rune Story, because we're playing black-green, and it's like one of the best spells in that color.
Yeah, exactly.
So darkness and a green for quick cast. You get to choose one of like 4 abilities.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, but one is return a dude from the graveyard to your hand.
Yep.
Your opponent sacrifices a creature.
Yep.
Or a resonator. And then the other one that you can choose from is counter target spell, unless they pay 1.
Which is pretty good.
And then there's another one, but it can't be used anymore because Scheherazade is gone. It essentially flips over a story. A story. But that doesn't matter. You're just using it to either sack their dude, counter their spell, or return a dude.
It's good. It's just insane.
And the actual being able to return a dude in this deck is actually going to be pretty helpful, because you're going to be sacrificing your dudes pretty regularly.
Yeah. Which is good. Now, also to make more tokens, Wolf's Reign, Darkness and 2. It's a chant. Put 3/3/3 Darkness Beast Wolf Resonator tokens with Swiftness and Precision. It's kind of like the Spirit Barrage here. And at the end of turn, remove them from the game. But they have Swiftness and Precision, so they're hitting like a truck.
Yeah,
either way.
I mean, either if they're going to die at the end of the turn, you may as well just run them into their face or kill their big 9/9 that you need out of the way. You're just like, kill that dude.
Yeah.
And then if you pay 2 more, you can cycle a death, and then each one kills another dude, so you just get to clear their board for 5 mana.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good. Definitely. Of course, Life Severing Blade. It's a 1 darkness, 2 quick cast. Chant. If a Resonator you control is put in the graveyard from the field this turn, which it will, you pay 2 less. Destroy target Resonator for 1 darkness, pretty much.
Yeah, and it does have to go into your graveyard. That's the stipulation on Life Severing, is one of your dudes dies. But I mean, you're playing 1/1s and you're sacrificing 1/1s. So if a dude's not going into your graveyard, something happened. Like, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
But Life-Severing Blade is essentially going to be a 1-mana kill target dude. And that's what it's there for.
And with that Go Search spell, it's insane at any time. You're like, well, I'll just swing this guy in. They block. Okay, cool. Go search this up for 1 darkness go.
Yeah, it did kill that thing. So, awesome.
Alright, what about this next
card? So the final card of the actual main deck is Seeds of Rebirth. It's a card that got used a lot when Scheherazade was running around. It doesn't see play anymore, but I wanted to use it because it actually works really well in this deck. It is 2 green and 1. Put in, you return a 1-drop and a 2-drop from your graveyard to the field.
That's good.
So you have to target both. So, but you don't really care because if you get a Spirit Caller and a John Dark, that John Dark can automatically attack.
Just go like that, yeah, for 3.
Or you can get a Spirit Caller and an Oborozuki and just be like, cool, sack the little token again. Great. And there's just so much value in Seeds of Rebirth in this deck because you have lots of 1 and 2 drops. I mean, so you're gonna get all the value from it, and that's what it's there for.
Yeah, this looks really cute. I enjoy it.
It's a goofy little deck just to sacrifice things. The stones are a little crazy, so bear with me. But we got 4 Speaking Stones, and then we have 1 Spirit Stone. The Spirit Stone is the one that you can sack to draw cards, and the Speaking Stone is Scheherazade's Old Stone.
Yeah, and there's a lot of double green in here, so...
Yeah, so I had to make sure it was like almost an even split. I put 1 extra black in, but that's for Oborozuki. But otherwise, it's pretty even. And next up, we got 4 Magic Stone of Undead, which is the Lich Stone. And it adds a darkness, or you can tap, put, and mill the top card of your deck. I mean, it's okay, but you're never going to know what you're milling, so it may not be worth it.
Yeah.
But if you do get the extra ability to do that, and you know, if somehow you know a dude is on top of your deck, you can mill it and then get it back with Rune Story or whatever. Whatever reason you need to mill it, you can do it. And then I have 1 Magic Stone of Corruption, which is adds a black, or you pay 2 black and banish this card. Your opponent discards a card. Play this only as a sorcery, but
it can become useful sometimes.
And then finally, I have 1 Darkness Stone, and it is literally only there so I can play the Oborozuki with her Awakening.
Yeah.
So I have 6 sources of black. So you literally have to have all your black stones in play to kill all the J-Rulers with Oborozuki. It's not the best, but it's there.
Yeah.
So you never know when you're going to need to do it, but it's there. As for like honorable mentions of the deck that I wanted to play or thought about, is essentially putting in more Wolf's Rains, more Portal of the Woods, another Rune Story, another Laurite, another Vlad. Or the other fun card that I saw and I really thought about but I couldn't find mine was the Great Tornado.
Yeah, it sounds like a good card.
So for those that don't know this or see this card, it is a green and 6. And it literally says destroy 2 non-J-Ruler or non-Magic Stone entities. Yeah. So you're just like, kill that and kill that. And you can pay up to 6 by tapping dudes to add to it.
Yeah.
So essentially if you have 6 dudes in play, you can tap all 6 of those dudes and then pay 1 green and you get to use that Great Tornado for cheap.
Yeah.
Or you can do any number of it. So you can be like, pay 3 green and then tap 3 dudes or 4 dudes and kill those 2 things. Because it costs 7, and for each dude you tap it costs 1 colorless less, essentially. Card is fantastic. So you're just like, do all these things, and then you just kill your things.
That might be super worth it. I mean, like with a Spirit Barrage and they have a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
And you're just like, turn 3. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, it could be really worth it.
Weird stuff like that.
If you get the ability to, I would definitely put Great Tornado either in the main or in the sideboard at least. It's just a card that I really thought about using because it seems really good in a deck like this just because I'm making dudes.
Yeah,
like that's your whole purpose is just to be like dudes everywhere. But overall, that's the Dark Woods in a nutshell. It's a goofy little swarm deck.
Yep.
That's its whole purpose is to swarm you and just overrun you and just kill your dudes when it needs to. But if you want to see the deck list, guys, it'll be down below. Thank y'all for joining us here today at Kevin's Creations. We will see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Alright guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the bell that gets you notifications on all of our content. Also, if you need the latest deck tech, it's going to be to the right, and if you need the latest gameplay videos, it's going to be down below.